Every generation creates new ways to build wealth. The Industrial Revolution gave us factories. The internet gave us digital platforms. Today, artificial intelligence is creating an entirely new generation of businesses. Around the world, entrepreneurs are no longer asking whether AI will transform industries. They're asking how to build companies around it. One of the fastest-growing opportunities is AI-powered trading, where software can analyze information, automate repetitive processes, and deliver digital financial services at a scale that was once impossible. But behind every successful platform lies something most people never see: an invisible architecture of software, infrastructure, and systems working together behind the scenes. And understanding that architecture may be even more valuable than the technology itself.
Every major technological shift creates new industries. Electricity transformed manufacturing. The internet transformed communication. Artificial intelligence is now transforming decision-making. Financial markets generate enormous amounts of data every second, far more than any human can process alone. That demand has accelerated the development of AI-powered tools, capable of analyzing information, identifying patterns, and automating repetitive tasks. This doesn't eliminate human judgment, but it changes how financial services are delivered. For entrepreneurs, this transformation represents something even bigger. Every new technology creates demand for new platforms, new services, and entirely new business models. The companies that build the infrastructure behind those services often become just as valuable as the technology itself.
At first glance, an AI trading platform appears to be a software product. But from a business perspective, software is only one part of the equation. The real business is the platform itself. Users join because they want access to intelligent tools, automated workflows, market insights, or investment services. Revenue can come from subscriptions, premium memberships, transaction fees, licensing, enterprise deployments, or additional financial services built around the platform. In other words, the software enables the business, but the business is created through the value delivered to its users. That's why entrepreneurs don't simply build applications. They build systems capable of attracting customers, generating recurring revenue, and scaling over time. When people imagine building an AI trading business, they often picture charts, dashboards, and artificial intelligence. But those visible features are only the surface. Beneath them lies an invisible architecture that makes everything possible. User authentication, account management, databases, payment systems, administrative controls, reporting, security, notifications, responsive interfaces, and countless background processes all work together as one integrated system. Building each of these components independently requires significant engineering time and expertise. And this raises an important business question. If much of the infrastructure already exists, should entrepreneurs spend months rebuilding it, or focus their energy on creating unique value for their customers instead?
To answer that question, let's move from theory to reality. Rather than discussing software in the abstract, we'll examine a real implementation currently available on Envato Market. Not because it's the only way to build this type of business, and certainly not because it's the only solution available, but because it provides a practical example of how modern entrepreneurs can begin with an existing foundation instead of starting from a blank screen. Today's case study is AI Trade, and we'll use it to decode the architecture behind an AI trading business.
Now that we understand the business architecture, let's examine how one implementation brings those ideas together. This is A-Trade, one example currently available on Envato Market. Think of it less as a finished business and more as a foundation that can be customized, expanded, and branded. What matters isn't the product name. What matters is how the architecture has already been organized into a working platform. Instead of starting with disconnected components, you're looking at a system where many essential building blocks had already been assembled into a coherent structure. As you move through the product page, notice how the focus extends far beyond trading itself. You begin to see user management, administration, reporting, responsive interfaces, financial workflows, and supporting tools that help transform software into a functioning digital business. This is an important distinction. Successful platforms aren't defined by a single feature. They're defined by how every component works together to create a seamless experience. From a business perspective, this integration often represents far more value than any individual feature ever could. The dashboard reveals something many people overlook. Every page represents engineering effort that's already been completed. Authentication systems, administrative workflows, user permissions, reporting tools, financial records, and countless supporting processes are already connected. None of these elements guarantee a successful business, but rebuilding them from the ground up consumes valuable time and resources. That's why experienced founders often ask a different question. Instead of asking, "Can we build this?" they ask, "Should we build this ourselves? Or should we focus on creating the unique value that customers will actually remember?" This is also where it's important to widen the perspective. AI trade isn't the market. It's one example within a much broader ecosystem. As you explore Envato Market, you'll discover multiple approaches to building AI trading businesses, each with different designs, feature sets, and technical philosophies. Some prioritize simplicity, others focus on advanced functionality or specific financial markets. The objective isn't to identify a single best product. It's to understand the architecture behind the business you're trying to build, then evaluate which foundation best aligns with your long-term vision. That's how entrepreneurs think. They compare systems, not just features. The most valuable lesson isn't hidden inside a trading dashboard. It's hidden inside the way successful businesses are designed. Every scalable digital company is built on systems that reduce friction, automate repetitive work, and create consistent value for customers. Software is simply one layer of that architecture. The real advantage comes from understanding how technology, business models, customer experience, and infrastructure work together as a single system. That's why the entrepreneurs shaping tomorrow's economy rarely begin by asking what software they should build. They begin by asking what system they want to own. Today's case study wasn't about proving that one product is better than another. It was about demonstrating that entire categories of digital businesses no longer need to begin from zero. Whether you're exploring AI trading, digital banking, online education, healthcare platforms, or any number of modern software businesses, you'll often discover that much of the technical foundation already exists. That changes the role of the entrepreneur. Instead of investing most of their time rebuilding common infrastructure, they can focus on solving real customer problems, creating differentiation, and building brands that people trust. If this business model sparked your curiosity, I've linked today's case study in the description below. Explore the live demo, examine how the platform is structured, then take time to compare it with other similar projects available on Envato Market. Remember, the goal isn't to find the only solution. The goal is to understand the different architectures available and discover which approach best supports the business you want to build. The more systems you study, the better your decisions become. Every business we see is supported by countless systems we don't. And the entrepreneurs who build lasting wealth understand that success isn't created by working harder alone. It's created by designing systems that can grow beyond the limits of time and effort. Here at Nexera, we don't just study businesses. We decode the architectures behind them, one system at a time. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, consider subscribing for more explorations into the invisible systems shaping our digital future. Until the next episode, keep learning, keep building, and remember, wealth is not built by working harder. It's engineered through systems.